Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And welcome to Reality Rundown, where we give you the highlights of all things for reality TV for the week. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. And I also do love my cup mug, which is now my hairbrush holder, my pen holder, and everything else holder because it's multifunctional and you can still drink out of it when you wash it. But yeah, get your cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen there is a QR code. And if you uh, scan it, it'll take you right to the shop, buy your merch, favorite to shop. Tell me how much you love to shop. That'll be great. Send a message. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup merch and thank you. Period.
Hello, I'm David Healy. Sorry, I'm David Hobberts. Hobberts, not David Healy. And yeah, I can't wait to talk about this week of reality TV. It was a good week.
That joke was so stupid.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I was like, what do you... Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. And hi, everybody. I'm Brook. And I have a real question. When are we going to decide which reality TV judge named Carrie is worse? That's the real question.
That's a discussion we'll talk about, I'm sure.
Boo.
But
Boo.
boo, go ahead, boo me. It feeds my soul. I love it. I love it. No, she does not. She does not love it. She hates it so much. But what can you do? Um, yeah, we're here. We're talking reality TV highlights for the week. And man, we got a lot to talk about, so we're gonna get right into it. But before we do, I say subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, because we are talking all things competitive reality television. And if that is your thing, if that is your zhuzh, hit us up. So subscribe to this channel. We are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We see y'all watching. I see the views. We just need those views to turn into subs. We appreciate that very, very much. Follow us on this channel and all of our channels here across the Cup Network. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon, all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And you can follow us if you like. That'll be great. But yeah, get your, follow and do the thing. Say you support us. We appreciate.
And leave comments.
Leave comments. We'd love to hear what you think about everything. Let us know. Your comments is our feedback. Let us know what you think about this show. This is one of our newest shows, so we want to know, is it landing? Do y'all like what we putting out? Or do we need to change some things? Do we need to just X the show altogether? Like, tell us, like, we're done with this. We don't like it. Or that you love it. Let us know. We will really, really appreciate your feedback. So, y'all, we got to get into it because we got a lot to talk about, a lot to talk about, and we should truly start with where we always start, which is our singing and variety shows. We're gonna start with American Idol. Let's get into American Idol. That's where we start. That's what we do. I'm gonna get my people out the way because honestly, for me, this week on American Idol, this week I wasn't in it. I wasn't feeling it. Like last week, I had lots of people who I was like down for it. I'm like, yes, let's ride with this person, this person. This week, I had like a couple, like two that I was like, yeah, and one honorable mention. But for me, Jesse Finally, period, point blank. I love that boy. I love that boy. I love that boy because I always am amazed and by anybody who can come on a show with a stutter, a speech impediment, and sing like there is nothing going on with their voice, like they have no issues. You would think when he sings, he speaks just as clearly and precise. There's no stutter. His voice is so. I feel hard for that boy. I was like, oh. And then he sang Adele. And then he sang, like, oh, that song that It was something about his performance that just struck the chord with me. So I loved him. I loved him. And Rue is another girl who I enjoyed her. She said, well, I think her name was Rue. I feel like her name was Rue.
Ray?
She sang Stone Cold by Demi Lovato.
That was Ray. Yeah, the
Ray,
Idol superfan
Ray,
we talked about a
Ray.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, her. I thought she did such a good job on this song and this performance, and then her story about her dad, and he was there, and it was very sweet. But the story I can disconnect from the story and look at the performance, and I think she did such a good job with this song because she didn't stick to what Demi did, but she made it her own, and she switched it up when she needed to. Beautiful job. I thought her and Jessie were my two standouts. So
Yeah. My big standout for the week, unsurprisingly, is Sheldon Riley. I'm a very big fan. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that now. As a Eurovision girly, you're gonna be. I'm a very big fan. So the cover of Pink Pony Club that he did this week was just was it Pink Pony Club?
no,
It was a
it was the
Chapel.
pink
It
one.
was Good Luck Babe. It was Good Luck Babe. Sorry.
Yeah, it's about to say
Chapel's
it was not
music
the same.
titles kind of all run together for me. Beside the point, the cover of Good Luck Babe that he did for this week was really great. And do I think that this judging panel needs to relax, or should I say Carrie Underwood needs to relax? Absolutely. Not even just on the show, but also her social media this week has just been the worst. It has been obnoxious to be on the American Idol Twitter. Like, no thank you. Ugh.
Yeah, I saw a tweet where she was like basically saying, "Yeah, boo me, I love it," and I don't think most of the people in the replies got that she was referencing what she said on the show. But I had a lot of highlights this week. I'm going to go through them very quickly, though. For me, number 5, somebody I expected to be number 1 was Brooks. He was one of my favorites from the auditions. I think he has such a unique voice. I wanted to like it a little bit more. Like, he is so unique, and he could easily be the favorite to win this competition. I just want him to do more surprising song choices than what he did. Like, he could take any random song outside of his style and make it work for him. And I just know he has all the potential in the world, so I want him to pick better songs. But number 4 for me was Daniel Stallworth singing Stand By Me. Thought it was beautiful. Great vocals. Number 3 for me was Bella Emery, who I was worried about a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, is her voice too small? But she showed some range. She did this, The Joke by Brandi Carlile, and it had levels. Started off small, and then she was belting out at the end. I'm like, okay, you shut me up, girl. And I think you can do anything you want to do. But my top 2, Lana. Number 2 for me was Ray. And number 1 for me was Jessie. So
period.
Good choices. Love them both.
Period.
I will say. Oh,
go ahead.
Go on. You go.
I was about to say, I had one person who I thought I was going to love a lot more, and that was True the Star. I really wanted to love True more. I felt like I'm glad he went through because I know he can do better. I know that he was just trying to show that he can be sing upbeat, and because he did a ballad during his audition. His auditions was so good that I was like, he could really do better than this. I really think he needs to learn how to calm down and just stay in the song instead of trying to do so much. You can't do it if you can't sing if you can't breathe. And that is what he needs to figure out, how to perform and still breathe and still sing the song. But yeah, I wanted to like him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go through?
Yeah, he did go through.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he did. He went through.
I don't think he went through.
100% he went through. He went I don't know about 30.
Did he go in the top 30?
I don't know if he went to the top 30. I'm saying he went through to the golden room. Oh. He went to the golden room.
Yep. Yes.
I don't
I agree with that.
In the top 30, if I remember.
I didn't say he was in the top 30. I just said he went through to the golden room.
I'm not saying you're saying that. I was just thinking, I'm like, I was trying, because at this point, my brain is like, who did he make the top 30? Like, not that you're wrong. Remember. I was literally thinking about it, and I couldn't remember if he did or not. I don't know.
I don't know. I just want to know
Yeah.
he went to the Golden Globe do his first from that performance he went through.
But speaking of top 30, I think Mary Jo and Chloe both could have made it. I don't know why they had to sing off. I thought they were two of the stronger girls. Also, I'm going to need them to start showing my girl Jackie Lee. She's in the top 30, and I know she's incredible. She was on The Voice season 5 when she was 16, and she was one of my favorites back then. And now she's like 28 or something like that. So, like, I want to hear what she's like today. And I guess I will next week. But
yeah.
Well, not only was she on The Voice, she almost won The Voice. Like
she went pretty dang far.
Yeah. On The Voice, she was like a runner-up, if I remember correctly.
Was she?
So, yeah, I think she got second that year, because that was the year Tessan won, right? Yeah. So, which also Tessan, queen. But, yeah, because this is my biggest issue with American Idol, besides Carrie Underwood, to be clear, who has been my biggest issue with American Idol for multiple years now. I just worry about how long we're taking to get to the live shows. It takes so damn long. And then we have way less weeks to vote. And then by the time we're done, it just gets a little much after a while for me. But that's just me. Yeah, I actually liked a lot of the performances this week. I don't think it was as good as last week, though.
Oh no, last week was so much better for me. I think we can move on from American Idol to The Voice, since that's what we talked about. Let's go into The Voice. David, where do you stand with The Voice this week?
Yeah, I think it's still good. You can always count on some really quality auditions here. I had 4 standouts. So number 4 for me was Mike Steele. He sang For Tonight. Man, that beautiful baritone voice. I love that. He was a 3-chair turn, and I really liked how Kelly and John both had different ideas of what to do with him. I think he made the wrong choice, though. Like, John's going to just keep him in his lane, and I think Kelly would challenge him and do unique things with him.
I think he made the right choice, in my personal opinion, because I feel like some people, if you take them too far out of their comfort zone, that's when they flounder, and then they lose the momentum that they have. But if you keep them in their comfort zone and perfect that part, perfect where they are, they can thrive in that lane and then expound once they get successful.
Fair. Number 3 for me was Moses G. He sang Forever Young. He had incredible control over his voice. And I was shocked he was only a 1-chair turn.
Me
only
too!
Adam
Oh my God.
Me 3.
Oh my God.
No. So good. Number 2 for me was Jolly Boyd. She sang No Air.
Get off my list, David. Get off my list.
Gorgeous voice. She made such cool melodic choices with her song, and she picked Adam. And then we had my number 1. Oh my gosh, was Tia Durant singing "Midnight Train to Georgia." She has an incredible lower register, but her upper register is just as good. Like, I'm blown away by her. She might be my favorite of the audition so far. It's pretty close. She seems unstoppable. She picked Kelly. I'm really liking Team Kelly so far.
Brooke, what about you?
Well, first off, as someone who was not here last week, it is lovely to see Kelly Clarkson back on The Voice. She is my all-time favorite coach on this show. I just want to make that abundantly clear. So we will be Team Kelly until the brakes fall off. I don't care who's on it. And it's been far too long since I've seen her gorgeous face on this show. My absolute standout for the week was also Tia Durant. I just want to be really clear. But I was really impressed vocally. I was kind of surprised she didn't get the 3rd chair.
Right.
I'm not.
Just a little bit, like, because also, well, to be fair, John is also very picky, so like I can get it.
He makes weird choices with who he turns around for.
Y'all don't see the vision of John Legend. I'm sorry, because I get it. Y'all just don't see
That's
the
fine.
vision.
That's fine. He can be picky. It's okay. That's kind of your job as a coach. You should be picky. You shouldn't just turn over everybody. So like, I just would have turned, but like, I'm also not John Legend, so like, I'm not gonna fault the man for not turning. in this situation, I'm gonna fault both Kelly and John for not turning for Moses. I don't get that. That I was shook by that. But no, like a pretty solid week of auditions on The Voice, all things considered. Um, Better than the premiere personally, but not by much. I think it's about even, but I would slightly prefer the catalog from this week.
I'm more of a last week, but I get what you're saying. I think this.
Yeah.
I will agree with about Moses. I thought one more person should, at least one more person should have turned around for Moses.
Yeah.
But I understand why he didn't get a triple turn, chair turn. I would have loved to see it because I absolutely loved his voice. I thought he had the right amount of soul and rasp and then richness and fullness in his voice, and that baritone, that voice is just, and he can do, I think his range of what he can do is really good. What I felt was lacking for him and why I think he didn't get the full, I think the song was a good song, but it kind of limited him into a space of forever young. It just it wasn't a whole lot he did with it or he tried to do with it. And I think it missed the soulfulness that John usually looks for. It had a good it just didn't hit all the marks. I understand because I loved it. I thought it was a good song. He was in my tops. Everybody you named, David was pretty much in there. Jolly sing No Air. I was like, okay, she's really good. Michael Steele, I thought he was really, really good. I was so his voice, his richness, his how does that voice that he speaks turns into that voice that he sings because they do not match. When he started talking, I was like, oh shoot now. Oh yeah, we finna get some very nice, low, very like kind of just rich tone baritone. And this man started singing up, and I was like, who are you? It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, a couple of people y'all didn't name that is also on my list. Kendra singing Girl Crush. It's something about that raspiness in her voice when she started singing, and it was just like, I got a crush on this girl. And I was like, oh. And then she did this one, and then I sat down. I was like, okay, okay. And right when John hit his button, I was like, hitting my bed, like I would hit my button for that too, because it's something about that. It wasn't a lot, but it was ooh. And I think she's somebody who you can play with. Like you can play with her voice and see what songs sound good with her voice and what she has potential to be played with this season. And I'm so excited that John heard that and was able to do it. And then Hunter Jordan, when he sang Let Me Down Easy, he was the last person. He got a triple turn and he's a country singer. Sorta. I can see him singing country. I can see him singing pop, rock. I can see him singing a lot of different songs. He's so like chill and like he has this laid back feel about him. He's a good looking guy. I can see the little girls just like, oh my god, Hunter, he's so good. Oh my god. Like I can see the package, I see the vision, and I understand why everybody turned around for him because his voice is so soothing. But he does country so well, and it steers the line into that country pop, country rock kind of vibe that you can see his album being very country, but having that country rock element, and then a couple of songs that is very country pop that'll be on the pop 100 charts as well. I liked his voice. I enjoyed his voice. I'm shocked, but I'm not. I'm shocked that he still went with Adam instead of Kelly, even though he came in wanting to go with Kelly. His whole focus was Kelly, 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 Kelly. But I think Adam just went for it so hard. And I think Adam will do well with him because I feel like he can take the elements that Adam can bring him in what he does and then merge that. I think he'll do very well with Adam, but I liked him too. I think he was one of my favorites as well. I think this week was a really good week. I liked last week because I think I had a lot of people from last week. I was just like, yo, oh, I am in love. But I will say this voice this season has gotten me very excited about the voice again because I wasn't always there. There's been a few seasons I'm like, not feeling the voice. This season I'm excited about it again.
I'm just going to go ahead and say my hottest take so far. Having 3 coaches, I like it more than having 4. I'm just going
I
to
can
go
see
ahead
that.
and say
like it
that.
too.
Now,
I do too.
personally,
I like
is this
smaller
the final?
teams too.
Yeah. Well, and not even the teams are a little bit bigger than last season. It's just gives them more
They're
time.
smaller. They're going to be 10 instead of 12.
Oh, were they 12 last year?
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with The Voice with me. Every single year, I end up moving on, and I'm like, okay, so last year we had 12. The year before that, we had 8. And then it was all these steals. And then, like, when you've watched, what is this, the 29th season of The Voice or something like that?
Mhm.
When you've watched 29 seasons of The Voice, the team sizes just run together after a while. Is this the panel of coaches I'd want? Personally, not all of them, but we're working on it. We'll get there.
I don't have a problem with this panel. I think
Me
all the
neither.
panels, if you would have brought back any of the judges that have won on The Voice, it would have been I think it would have been a good panel anyway. I love Kelly coming back because I think Kelly, I mean, let's see who
I don't
won.
need Blake.
I mean, you don't need Blake, but Blake is one of the most winning coaches, and I get it. People don't like it, but he does what America likes, and that's pick country artists because that's who's voting. We're just gonna be honest about what's happening on this Voice, and so Blake is that person who gets those artists, which makes sense. I understand why people aren't a fan of Blake. I get it. I'm not that big. If Blake came back, I would have been like, eh. But would it make sense? Sure. Adam, John, and Kelly, I like their vibe. I will say that. Watching them in this episode, I was like, you know, I do kind of like this vibe. I like the way they banter with each other. I like the friendship that they have. I like how they will fight, and then laugh about it right afterwards, and then just be like, you know what? It's so like that whole "thank you for being a friend" singing the Golden Girls theme. And then, oh my God, it was another one that I laughed so. Oh, when Kelly was trying to talk, and John and Adam were like singing the song they were singing, and they kept going back and forth. And she was like, and I, and they were going back. Oh, the girl is mine. He was like, the girl is
That's
mine.
right.
Mine. Yes, like they was just doing. It was so funny to me. I like their banter. I think they're a good group. I don't know if I would want anybody else to take that for. I don't know.
I would have liked to have seen maybe like Niall or Michael if they were going to add another coach in. I just still don't care for Adam, but you know what? It's fine.
See, I'll always take Christina Aguilera every season. It's been way
She
too long
only
since she's been
won
on.
one time though, right? She won ages ago.
So is John, right?
Well, true.
John is
But
one. Yeah.
How long has it been since she's been?
It's
on
been a
this
long
Season 10.
time.
10
It's
or
been a
11.
minute.
Yeah, we could bring back. Look, I wouldn't mind a CeeLo Green either. So we could bring back a CeeLo or Christina Aguilera. I wouldn't be mad about that. Bring back Usher. I ain't mad about that either. So they have a whole list of rotating judges that they can bring back. I don't mind winners challenges. The three chair judges panel for the rest of the Voice career if they want to. I wouldn't mind that.
Bring back
Wouldn't mind.
Pharrell because he was actually a really great coach and he picked really
He
good
prob-
songs for his battle rounds.
I bet. Oh yeah, Pharrell was so good. Pharrell was good. Let's move on now to the Masked Singer. David, I confer this to you, and I can't wait to hear
Yes.
your predictions this week.
Yeah, I force myself to make predictions even if I have no clue on some of the people. But the Masked Singer, they did Ozfest week in honor of Ozzy Osbourne, and we had Kelly Osbourne there as a guest judge, Ladybug. But first we had High Voltage, who was like referencing going solo. It kind of sounded like, and I just was not sure if they're a professional singer or not. There was like a 95 clue on like in the clues, and they had like a 22 on their shirt. So there were just so many different clues that were kind of messing me up. So I have no idea who it is, but for 95, I was like, who was born in 1995? And I'm like, okay, Ross Lynch, maybe. I don't know. He seems like somebody who might do it. But then I also was like, the 22, maybe that's referencing 22 Jump Street. So I went with Jimmy Tatro. He was in 22 Jump Street. He's also in the new Scream, but I really don't know about this person.
So you said Jimmy Tetro?
Tatro, yeah.
Tetro. Okay.
Yep. Then we had Galaxy Girl. So Galaxy Girl is the person I know, 100%. I figured it out the last time she was singing, especially with the clues talking about being kind of overshadowed by a relative. I was like, yeah, I 100% know who this is. Plus, I know the voice, and she has been clocked. She's been clocked by, I think it was Jenny. Was it? No, it was Kelly, actually, I think, who was like, oh, yeah, I know this voice. This is 100% Ashley Simpson. I have no doubt about it. I would bet $1,000 on it. It fits the story, like even talking about like dyeing her hair a different color to stand apart from her relative, which Ashley Simpson did. It's definitely her. Then we had Eggplant saying One Step Closer to the Edge by Linkin Park. Yeah, and it seemed like they were referenced, like they said something about a guitar named after them. So the judges got stuck on maybe it's a guitarist for a group and not actually a vocalist. So I went with that, and my guess for this one was Dave Navarro, who's been a guitarist for a few different groups. Plus, they sound older, and he's pretty old. And then the last one's very interesting. It was Pangolin. If I was just going by the voice, I think I would have gone with Carly Rae Jepsen. But some of the clues were really, really clear this week. Like there was a heart, there was a jar, there was 1,000 like written. And I'm like, all of these are referencing Christina Perri songs, like 100%. When I hear her sing, I don't necessarily hear Christina Perri. It could be her. But Jenny also picked up on those same clues, and she thinks it's Christina Perri. So I'm like 95% sure it's her just based on the clues, but the voice isn't screaming Christina Perri for me. But yeah, we ended up having a bottom two of High Voltage and Eggplant. Yeah, it became pretty clear that Eggplant was going to go home, and he unmasked, and I was wrong. It was not Dave Navarro. It was Jack Wagner from The Bold and the Beautiful. Do I know who this man is? No.
I know who that is.
You do? Okay, well, he was Eggplant.
Period.
Yeah.
I know who he is. He did Dancing with the Stars ages ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I do. Now, to be clear, I watch the performances, the clue packages. I don't care.
Okay.
So personally, I can tell you right now, I have a different guess for Pangolin, which also, by the way, easily the best performance of the night. Just want to go ahead and say that.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. I think it might be Fight Song Queen herself, Rachel Platten, because it sounds a lot like her. She just got her out of a really bad contract. She had a JoJo era where she was in a shitty contract, and then now she just re-recorded Fight Song, and like she's re-recording her masters like Taylor Swift did. So this would be a pretty good launching off pad for that, and she's very talented. And it does sound a lot like her. If it was Christina Perri, because I've seen online people, they're saying the clues are pointing very much to Christina Perri, I'd be kind of surprised because it doesn't sound like her voice, but maybe she's aged a little bit and her voice has changed. I don't know.
It's gotten higher instead of lower in her
sure.
age.
Sure. But yeah, it was a good week of performances for Masked Singer. It's still Masked Singer. That's just where we're at.
Cool. Well, I think now is the best time to get into some reality news. So, Dancing with the Stars pro Val Shmirkovsky was hospitalized during the 2026 Dancing with the Stars tour. That's a lot. Touring and dancing is a lot on your body. And so I am sending all of my prayers and thoughts and look, my prayers to Val and to him, the speedy recovery. I'm sure he'll be fine.
I think he was only off for like a couple days, but he has vertigo, which could be a sign of something else. So
Right.
yeah, hopefully, like I think he did some blood work. But yeah,
It's a
that's
lot.
probably pretty
That's a
scary.
lot. That's hard. It's very scary. So
That's
take it.
his brother was on the Traders, right?
Yes, Max.
Okay.
Yes, Max was on the trader. So just take care of yourself on that too. You know what you got to do. You know with vertigo you have to take care of yourself. So you got it. Take care of yourself and cool. That's all the news we have for that. Let's get into our social strategy part of this program, shall we? First and foremost, extracted.
Yes. So if you remember last week, Katie's family was the one that took the sleeping bag from Polly. But Katie starts off the episode with some issues. Her gums are turning white. She keeps like showing the camera, and there's like it looks so weird. Like it does not look safe or healthy at all for me. So there's some concerns there about whether or not she's going to be safe to continue going on in the competition. But the loved ones, they all have to go for a potential supply drop. They each go into a room and pick out a supply that their family could potentially get. And we find out that the survivalists, they have to track down these different items on a card, like a frog or a specific type of plant. And they have to, I think they had to get like 3 in a row or match those. I couldn't keep track of what they were doing because they were all doing it all at the same time. But whoever has the fewest items on their card, they will have to lose a supply. So there's also a crate in the middle of the water, and it's so cold right now. They're in Canada. It's freezing. So going in that water could be dangerous. But we see Summer. She decides to go for the crate, which takes away some of her time to find those items. But she ends up going out and getting the crate. And she gets a special supply drop for getting the crate. And she gets to choose from 3 items. She chooses bearskin, which is good. That works as a blanket. But Polly actually wins the trial. And we know how devastated she was last week after losing her sleeping bag. And guess what she gets? A sleeping bag. Yes.
Good for you, Polly.
So, yeah, she only had one night without it. But Roman, Summer, and Amy, they were all tied for the least amount of items. So, yeah, they would have to figure out who's going to lose an item out of those 3. And Polly's family members got to pick. Since she won the trial, they got to pick who of those 3 people lost an item. Let's just say Katie's family should be very happy that she was not in the bottom there, because I'm sure revenge would have been had. But they ended up picking Summer to lose an item. Since she just got this bearskin, they're like, well, maybe she can afford to lose an item. So they took her blanket. Man, she was devastated. She was not happy about losing her blanket. She was struggling keeping warm, and soon enough, she asks to be extracted. So sure enough, the mom immediately decides that she's going to extract her. The brother gave some pushback, but sure enough, Summer, despite just getting that bearskin, is extracted from the game. Meanwhile, Katie's survival status is downgraded to level orange because those gums are looking rough. I would be shocked if she makes it to the end with the condition she has. Like, some of it's even turning gray. So that's a strong sign that she's malnourished and something is happening, especially because they haven't been out there that long. But we leave off the episode. It's starting to rain. It's really cold. And we hear that there are 3 different survivalists asking to be extracted. So this is a rough night for everyone. I don't know who the 3 are, but they kind of leave off. So I guess we'll find out early next episode if any of those 3 people actually get extracted. But it's It's a good season. Despite Sandra and Nina being gone, I'm still enjoying it.
Cool. I can never do the show.
No,
I'm
me
saying
neither.
I could be the one to be in the room dealing with the folks. I do that part, but I could never be the one out there because I don't do uncomfortability well. The second I feel
Right?
like send me extract me now. But I also would feel like if that person is going to do the person to be out there, they should be able to, because you know what you're
Yeah.
doing. It's like, don't go out there knowing like me. I know that ain't my mission. That ain't my. That's not my. Not my ministry. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I
Yeah.
would never agree to do it. But if somebody who goes out there agree to do it and be like, yeah, I can handle it, and then the second it get rough, take me out. I'll be like, no, you agreed to do this. So I don't know if you want me on that team because I'll be the one giving all the pushback. Like, no, we not pushing the button because you stand out there and you go figure it out. Like we talked about, we practiced this. We go figure it out. Like I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Let's talk about another show I couldn't do. Australian Survivor, because it's in the same vein, and I don't want to be out there. But this week on Australian Survivor was interesting. It was. Hmm. I will say I enjoyed premiere week a lot more than I enjoyed this week, but I thought this week was still pretty good. It was all right. It was some surprises, some blindsides, some we got a returner out the door finally. I don't know. I felt like this week for me, I was kind of not as impressed, but still a good week. Highlights: Harry and the Flynn kind of wanting to blackmail the tribe, which I thought was a genius idea, and he just didn't. Why would you not keep the Flint? Like, why would you give it to the other person? Like, I would have just kept it myself because I know if I have it, that other person go either go with me or y'all starving because I have it.
It might have been the only way Jackson would agree to the plan is if
Maybe
he was the one holding the phone.
then yeah, no. Then I wouldn't even have that idea. I'm holding on to the Flint because I'm not trusting that you are going to support me in this crazy, crazy plan that I come up with. I don't trust that you would. And Jackson didn't. So I'm like, yeah, no, I would have been like, yeah, nope, it's in my pocket. Send me home if you want to, you starve. And you can't get it back. I don't know what to tell you. But or if they did call my bluff and sent me out the door with it in my pocket, I would have gave it to him after when it was over. I would have been like, once we got to saying the goodbyes before he stuffed myself, I'd be like, oh, by the way, yeah, I would never let y'all do that. Like I would have did it, gave it to him
Right.
anyway, but I would have saw the plan all the way through and it would have been in my pocket. But I think that was my highlight. I really thought that was a good plan. I just wish it would have went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a few different highlights. So Don and his whole Roberts and him
That
dropping
nobody cared about.
nobody cared about it. And yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting storyline. I think Don's a very interesting character. He's giving me a little bit of Jimmy T from Survivor Nicaragua. How he's always like, put
Ooh,
me in, coach. I should be doing this
ooh.
part of the challenge. Yeah,
That is a grab,
he's
by the way. Jimmy T from Nicaragua.
yeah, one of the more underrated characters, I think. But I'm coming out as team KBC, crazy but cautious. I am loving Caleb so much. I kind of liked him in the first week, but these episodes, I think he's so entertaining. He's casting gold. Honestly, after that 5th episode, I was like, is he gonna win? I think he might be the winner. And then episode 6 happened, and I'm not as sure, but I actually do think he is in contention to be the winner of this season. I'm really starting to like hone in on him and Jackson at this point. I think it's gonna be one of those two, but who knows? It's weird how a few of the girls are getting like so many confessionals, but I still don't feel like I'm knowing who they are. I'm seeing them direct some of the strategy, but like I don't know who they are as people, and it's just so weird how much better the edits of the men are this season than the women. including Mark, who I think is proving to be maybe one of the most well-rounded players we've ever seen on this show. Like, he's so good socially, strategically, and in challenges, but he's so stealth with it. Like, you don't look at him and immediately be like, oh, this guy's going to be a challenge piece. Oh, this guy's going to be super social. Like, I think he, like, even though he does have some heat on him, I think he still has the potential to go the furthest of any of the returning players. The only other thing I had, for me, losing Harry was rough because I think Harry's somebody who is always going to make the season fun. Like, he's always going to look for ways to make things entertaining. And I don't feel like most of the cast this season is doing that. It is only 6 episodes in, but as of now, this is a bottom half season for me, which we've been on a four season streak of great seasons. So this just feels like not what I was expecting, especially when David was saying, oh, this is maybe the best season ever. Okay, well, and David's also proving to be kind of a dud. He's still not really showing any personality. So I'm hoping the season gets a little bit more entertaining, but I tweeted it out, and this is the first time since I think 2022 where I'm actually liking a US season better than an Australian season.
Yeah, I was going to mention specifically that I wanted to give David a fair chance to be the new host, because just because JLP is not going to be there anymore does not mean that the new host that's replacing him cannot at least be good.
Right.
He's just kind of been flat for me. He's not like distractingly terrible. It's not like a Greg Nicotero situation, but like
he's not David.
He's not David. I feel like you could have gotten any man to fill that role and they would do the same performance. Part of the reason JLP was so good was because he was such a dynamic personality as a host. So, I mean, it is an unfair situation that David finds himself in, where you're competing against probably one of the most popular hosts in the history of reality TV, at least in the recent history of reality TV, at least within the fandom. So I don't envy his position, but at the same time, it's just not really been my cup of tea. I'll just put it that way. My thing that I want to take away from Aussie this week is actually something that happened off the show. 2 things. So first off, if you all have not followed Tez on Twitter, Tez has been posting these extremely long, detailed, since the show's didn't show what I did during these episodes, here's what I did during these episodes, things online. And they have been really informative and really interesting, because he's not just talking about himself, he's also talking about other people and other things that are going on the Baron tribe. So if you want to go look at that, I highly recommend it. Also, Tez, we love you, big fan. So that. Secondly, I know a lot of people were wondering why Brook played her idol, because was it super clear? Apparently, it was only good on that tribe, and they knew a swap was coming, and she said, well, if we're about to get a swap, I'm gonna play it because I might as well not leave it just in case. I mean, you never know. So that's why she ended up doing that. She clarified that on socials as well. So just as a friendly reminder, Aussie has a problem with editing. So if you don't know something, the cast probably clarifies it online.
Fair. But even like Lottie, I don't feel like I know Lottie as well as I should with her running the tribe.
Pretty much running it, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Survivor 50, episode 2. Good episode. Go ahead.
This is the best season of American Survivor we have had since Cambodia, minimum. At least Cambodia. And honestly, might be higher than Cambodia for me in a couple weeks. For context, Cambodia is in my top 10. So when we're in, like, this is already proving to be an elite season of Survivor for me. This episode was really cool. I really liked getting to see more of the dynamics on the other two tribes other than the Orange tribe when it came to like strategy and where people were placed within it, I was so thoroughly convinced that everybody on the Orange tribe was going to be safe. I don't have the tribe names memorized yet. I'll be real. Sela, thank you. I thought they were going to be good. I honestly thought it was going to be Kahlo going to tribal council, just from the way the edit was going. Because I was like, they're going to go to tribal council, and Aubrey's going to play her Billie Eilish boomerang idol, and somebody's going to go home, and it's going to be epic. And then it just didn't happen. But I'm these boomerang idols. I know we were memeing before the season about it being the Billie Eilish boomerang idol. I kind of love them, and I kind of really hope that this is something we keep bringing back. Because this kind of feels like a little like a fresh take on the idol, but in a fun way that doesn't really hurt the idol as a game tool, which I actually really like. So Billy, if you actually cooked this one up, good job. You did a great one on this one, Billy. Also, I love Savannah, so seeing Savannah go home hurt, but I don't really think she was going to thrive on a season when she's a winner and no one's seen her gameplay at all. But I'm baffled that they didn't vote Joe out. I think it made a lot more sense from a gameplay perspective for these people, but that's just me. And normally I understand the idea of like, oh, he's a physical assist, like he's going to do great in challenges, but all of these people know that there was a vote for a tribe swap. And they also know, based on the other things that they know about, these fans want the season to be chaos and craziness. So they have to assume a tribe swap is going to happen at some point. So you don't need Joe. He's going to be a problem if he's not on your tribe in the future. Get him out of here.
Yeah. I think this season is also great. Like for me, it's probably the best one since David versus Goliath right now. But I think it has potential for the wheels to fall off. Especially if like some of the people I wouldn't have cast end up making up the top 4 or 5. We'll see. But what's interesting is one of my old coworkers, he's a fan of Survivor, but he always likes the alpha male, like the strong guy, like the most basic casual fan favorites. And he texted me after this episode and he's like, I have a new all-time favorite. Can you guess who it is? And sure enough, it was Christian. It was Christian.
Oh,
He is like in Christian, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Christian is such good TV. He was the star of this episode for me. So many funny things, from him pooping pants, from him rocking Joe in the cradle, from him doing his fall at Tribal Council. I'm absolutely loving Christian, even more than I liked him in his first season. I just think he's been so entertaining. I also really like this continuing feud between Ozzy and Coach. I didn't know that South Pacific would be like the most like important viewing experience going into this season, but I guess it is. Yeah, it's just crazy to see these two people still feuding. Also, Aubrey, getting to see her kind of have that low and high again in one episode. I didn't love seeing her struggle socially, but I really love the moment when she got the idol. Aubrey, I think, is a great player, somebody really entertaining to watch. She got a lot of flack that I didn't think was deserved from the fan base when she was cast, but I think she's proving that she has a lot of potential in this game. Especially with the tribe swap coming. I'm really hoping she ends up with protective mother Sari. Sari will never let Aubrey go home. Yeah, other than that, like Joe was kind of the Joe versus Devins thing for me was maybe one of the bigger moments. And man, Joe is so frustrating. I wasn't super excited about Devins being cast, but right now I'm like all team Devins when it comes to him versus Joe. I tweeted it. Joe shouldn't have gone to Fiji. He should have gone to therapy. He's clearly not over what's happened with Kyle and Camilla, which he really needs to get over it. If it was that raw and it's gonna affect how you're treating every other person in the game, just go home. please. Like, he's infuriating right now.
He
Yeah,
is terrible.
sorry. Quick sidebar on the Joe thing, real quick. I hate to cut you off on. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Um, but I have seen so many people online this week saying, "I cannot believe this is happening with Joe. Like, it's Survivor," and I'm like, "Oh my
Did y'all
god,
not
are
watch
the
this season?
casuals? Are the no? Not even that. Are the casuals finally understanding that people that stifle game talk are boring? Oh my god." It's a wonderful time to be a Survivor fan. It's beautiful. Also, the
I'm
Hibiki
just
edit is going incredibly hard.
I'm just, I'm so confused by people being confused about Joe. I'm like, did y'all not watch his season? Because he did the exact same thing. He was just as frustrating in 48 as he is right now. He's frustrating. You cannot play
Yeah.
Survivor with this man. This man wants to play Olympic team sports and win for the gold for the country. He ain't trying to play Survivor and win Soul Survivor. He wants two people or three people to win together, and that is not the game. He is incredibly frustrating. And this episode just made me go, oh my God, Joe. But I also said if Joe does not go home in this episode, he has a great chance of staying in this game for a very long time. And I hate to say it, but we are going to see Joe for a very long time, I think. I don't think he's going anywhere since he made it through this round. I just don't know.
I would like to formally apologize to Lana because right before this episode started, we were on the phone and she asked for my advice on
I
who
did.
to make her winner prediction for the season. And I'm like, I think Joe.
And when
But
I
right
watched
now,
the episode, I was like, oh, you might be right, and I hate it.
no, I think he's a losing finalist, maybe.
Oh, he's not gonna win this finalist. I don't think he's gonna
Right.
win. And that's fine. It was for bonus points anyway, so I don't really worry.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he's gonna be here for a while. And if he makes it back to the end, so cheap. I don't know. I think he'll be here for a minute, which is frustrating. But yeah, Joe frustrated the heck out of me in this episode. I did not enjoy him, but I'm like, I agree with you, David. He needs therapy because he is taking this Camilla Kyle situation, hold it on too deep. And like you said, everybody else on this tribe is suffering because of his PTSD with Camilla and Kyle playing him when it's just the game. They played the game and they beat you. Point blank, period. They beat you and they beat you and your teammate. Like, point blank, period. They beat y'all. And you have to let it go. You had time. Like, if this was Rizzo and Savannah, yes, I understand. It's super fresh. They still 2 weeks off the island back into the game. So if it was them, you Joe had time. You had time to suck it up, process this information. You know what? I got played. I got played.
He's
And
reprocessing because he just watched it on TV, though.
Can we?
but you lived it. You lived it, and then you reprocessed it. Like you still could. He still had time. It's just frustrating to me. It's just frustrating me. But
This.
other than that, I'm just gonna move past Joe because I can't talk about this man anymore. About that, I will say my highlights. My mother. To see
Oh
Mother
yeah, she's
in her element, Mother, it only made me love her even more because Cerise said, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just gonna tell you what I think, and you decide to do with it," which is what
Mhm.
makes Cerise feel so stinking dangerous. And everybody fell in line, and it was just like, you know what, Cerise, you're right. And even when they realized what she did, they still went for what she wanted. Hello? In what world do you know you getting played and still play the game the way they want you to play the game? Because it's Sari Fields. And can't nobody do it like Sari. I don't care who you are. Love seeing that moment. Love Christian Hubicki's edit. Like I said, I was not familiar with his game before because I don't remember watching that season that he was on. But I am a fan now, and I love watching his brain just work. When he was rocking Joe, it was everything to me. I could not stop laughing. I said, this man said this was a man child. And so I'm going to treat you like a man child. It's okay. Oh, someone's here. I got you. Like, it was literally me putting JJ to sleep every day for his nap. It's just like holding him, rocking him, making him go. He was soothing him. And Christian Hubicki, the man that you are, I am a fan. I am here. The stand card, I will give it to you for sure.
That trio of Hubicki, Devins, and Emily
And Emily
is
flipped. I
eating me
can't.
right now. Like
It
they are
scratched
eating me
it
so
scratched
hard.
the nerve in my brain that I didn't know needed to be scratched. But I'm like,
Mhm.
I like this trio so much.
I
And
love
if
that
this,
whole tribe except Joe.
I love that whole tribe.
Joe.
And I'm like, if this trio takes out my mother, would I be annoyed? Probably not, because I was like, they probably knew what is that. Like, only them could do it to make me feel like it's okay. If anybody else does it, I'm
But
pissed.
wait a long time.
Wait a long time. Wait, don't do it now. Don't no, wait a extra long time. But only them could do it, and I would be okay with it. Anybody else do it, I'm pissed. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about this person ever again. They're dead to me. But those three, they are scratching a nerve in my brain. And I'm just like, what is happening? Why am I liking these three so much?
I'm just thinking about the amount of new era men that we could have had replacing Joe on this tribe that would have made this tribe even more interesting. Like this could have been Jesse. This could have been Rome. This could have been
Andy.
who? Andy. This could have been Andy. This could have been Owen. This could have been literally most other new era men.
It could have been Omar.
This could have been Brando, for all I care. Okay, this could have been literally anybody, and I think I would have probably liked it more. But you know what? He's here, and we're gonna have to deal with him, I guess.
But it's fine. I just love this. I thought this episode was such a good episode, and yeah, not mad at it. I hate Savannah had to go, but I, like you said, there's no way she was gonna make it that long on this tribe when nobody knows who she is and what her game is, and we know she won. Yeah, girl, you gotta go. Unfortunately, let's keep it moving. Fear Factor, House of Fear. Blake. I gave you my stand card on the recap. I will continue to give my stand card. I know you're gone right now. I don't even care. You earned every bit of that moment in that goodbye, in that speech when you picked Ethan, number one. Props for you for picking Ethan because they got to wake up and play the game. They are looking at their friends and who they friends with, but their friends is the one that's gonna beat you in the end. Who do you feel like you can beat in the end, and who do you want to sit next to the end? And I feel like when he said that, I was like, step it up, oh Blake, step it up. And I loved every second of that. I'm a fan of Blake. He has my heart. I loved him in this show the entire time, but last episode, he stepped it up and he did what needed to be done, and he almost won. He almost beat Ethan. I was hoping, I was praying, and my fingers was crossed. But then I was like, "Nope, mommy, calm down, because he's gonna lose. Because they're not gonna give me what I want. They will never give me what I want." And so I was like, prepare for him to lose and be happy if he wins. But I prepared for the loss, and I was like, I knew it. I knew it. But Blake, you played a heck of a game, and I loved you. I loved him in this. I thought this and shout out to Jaylene and Chelsea for winning that challenge when the boys was overlooking them. I mean, I'm not a whole huge fan of that side, but I'm always here for the women. I'm a always rep the women, period. And then they won. I was hoping they would do something fun, but of course they can't because one of them got their tongue down one man's mouth, and then the other one, she's just purple. We don't even know why she's here. So I knew they were gonna do the same predictable thing, and then they left it up to Blake to actually spice this episode up. But shout out to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this season is starting to kind of give me like Guatemala, Survivor Guatemala, because you've got this 5-person alliance, and then you have Lance, Danielle and Blake on the outside. And I'm like, I need those three to do well. Now those two. And I hope it doesn't get down to one, but if they do, I hope they go on a Danny boat ride run and somehow win. Because the other group's kind of giving me nerd herd at this point. Like, they're so obsessed with Tyler, like the nerd herd was with Cappy. It's like, get over it. She's not dead. She's at home, chilling. She's fine. You don't have to constantly be trying to get revenge over something that happened, episode 3?
Yeah.
Like, get over it, everyone. It's so boring. I hate these 5. I don't care if it's 2 women that won. I didn't want any of them to win. Danielle, why do you have to run like that? Why did you have to run on the balance beam?
I mean, I love that she knocked Ethan off, so I don't care.
True. I did not realize he was 20 until this episode.
Yes, I did.
But yes, I completely agree with you. All the props to Blake. Like, his whole speech, like, he ate up everybody. And I don't even think they realize how dumb they look right now.
They look real stupid.
Yeah, just march to the end together, especially with these guys who keep dominating the challenges. It's so boring. But yeah, I had some hope there for a minute, especially when he had two up on Ethan. I was like, Blake's gonna pull this off, and it's gonna be incredible. But unfortunately, yeah, I was really sad to see Blake leave. But I think he kind of had the moment of the season so far with that speech. So props to him for that, at least.
Absolutely. He ate it up. So there's that. Let's keep it moving to House of Villains. This show was so unseriously serious. So unserious. It's so unserious. And I'm just like, every week I watch this and I'm like, why am I watching this? But then I'm like, but I'm enjoying watching it. So there we go. It's so... I will say this. Plain Jane. Your anger was so misdirected this week. Like, I don't understand why you were so mad at Paul. Because as Paul was the right-hand man to Johnny, who was the supervillain of the week, the final decision came down to Johnny. And Paul did try to fight for you, did try to say, let's not do Plain, let's do Tom. And Johnny said no. What was Paul to do? You tell me what Paul was to do when the supervillain says no, and you saying, well, we should do Tom. No, I'm going to do Plain.
Was it New York that said he may be the right-hand man, but he's using that right hand to jerk off Johnny?
Yeah. Okay. And New York, please. New York, please. This is your 3rd season on the show. And your act is getting very boring to me. 3 seasons in, and you do the same thing every season. You get on the hit list, and then you try to self-sabotage yourself. Every season, you do the same goddamn thing. It's boring. I need you to do something different. I need you to maybe, for once, actually try to win the game, because they're setting it up for you to win the game and you are doing stupid stuff to not win the game. So is this your thing that you just don't ever want to win? You just want to keep coming back every season to not win? Because they're setting it up every season for you to win, and then you self-sabotage yourself by doing crazy stuff out the gate. Why would you go off on the supervillain in the just right away? Right away. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You don't even know if you go be in the final nomination. And then you do feel you go before the redemption challenge yourself. You going off on Drita for sitting in there talking to Kate. She's just talking. They just having a simple conversation. And you going off on Drita for no reason at all, when you know for sure you're going to need Drita to vote for you. You know that, right? And you just continue to go off, and you go off on her all day. All day long, you are nitpicking with her. She asks you what you want to eat because she's not going to come serve you. So tell her what you want. Come out and tell her, you're supposed to be serving. You're service with a smile. She ain't your waitress. She ain't your maid. What are you talking about? Like, I need New York to do something different, because we have seen 3 seasons of the same thing. You get nominated, you go off on people, and then everybody decides, okay, we'll keep her because she's such a ticking time bomb. She go self-sabotage herself, which she will do, and she go home because it's gonna get to a point where there's no place else to hide for her. I need her to do something different because I'm bored of this act every doggone time. But if it's gonna keep you for what? Because I really want her to win. I really do. I am like, let New York win this game. I want to see her win this game. But I don't. At this point, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'm bored of you.
I'm going to go entirely counter to that. New York is my favorite part of the show. New York has been my favorite part of the show. Look, I don't care if she comes to win. She could show up for 2 episodes, go home first, and I'm entertained. Like she's just that icon. I love her to death. Do I think she'll ever try to win? No, because I think she knows if she does win, they're not going to bring her back ever again. And they like having her on the show, so they're just going to keep bringing her back every year.
She needs a place to live.
Yeah, she gets a place to stay. She's probably making a decent appearance fee. Like, you know what? Let her do her thing.
But then do a different script. Like, stop giving us the same script every season. Like, do something different. Like, I love her and entertaining. She's very entertaining, but I need a different script. Like, we've seen this same script play out for season 1 and season 2, and now it's playing out again in season 3. It's like, it's boring.
I hope that she goes home at some point so we can have her on House of Villains 4. That is where I am.
She will be, and I'm gonna be entertained again. But flip the script, baby.
Yeah, I'm with Brooke. Never changed New York. If you weren't there getting in fights with people over the smallest thing, I would be like, who is this person and why are they here? Like, what have they done with my diva? So I find it extremely entertaining. Like, part of the show is seeing how other people have to deal with the shenanigans that come from New York. And Drita just being like, oh, you can come back in here, New York. I don't need permission from you. This is my room. I know I can go back in whenever I want. I was dying. And then Drita goes on her whole expletive rant, which was just even more funny. And I will say,
here's the thing: bring Drita and New York back every season. Oh, I'm here for it. I'll be here for that. Right.
It is refreshing to see a show where every single person that they cast, I'm like, I see it. You are all bringing something. Every single person in this cast is bringing entertainment for me. There's no duds. And that's so rare. Like, the Traitors needs to learn a little bit from this casting because they still bring like people that are duds and they make it far. And I don't get it. But yeah, I'm just highly entertained by everybody. Of course, New York. Christine and her not being able to speak was hilarious to me because I'm like, thank you. I've been wondering what this girl's trying to say, and everybody else was calling her on it. I never need to hear the kissing sounds from Ashley and Johnny again. That was repulsive. What a mess. And man, she looks so different without makeup on. I did not recognize her at first. When they showed her in a room with no makeup, I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's Ashley. The other thing that stood out to me was Tom and Tyson. I'm loving this duo. When Tyson was like, my T levels are rising. And Tom's like, that's making my T levels rising. And Tyson's like, well, that just made my T levels. I was like, okay, I want to see the porn parody. Yeah. The only issue I had with this episode was, like, I knew there was no chance Blaine was staying, and that's because of the super trailer, like, showed so much more of New York, different hair from New York, which I can't wait to see that shorter hair on her. It looks so cute. I didn't get to see her make out with Tyson yet, so this whole time I'm like, yeah, Blaine is going. Like, give us some suspense with this. But overall, I'm really enjoying this season.
Well, on the subject of Blaine going,
she's supposed to be coming back, apparently.
Well, I don't know if it's just gonna be her or what. No, Peacock posted Plain Jane will return on Peacock on their socials. So, like, we'll see what happens. I'm intrigued.
Sure. Maybe they'll put plane on trailers. I don't know. Who cares? Honestly, I can see
Mm.
plane or not see plane. It won't affect me at all. If plane stays or plane goes, I do
I
not
thought she
care.
was more likable this season. I know
She,
like there were things that were unlikable, but I like the
yes,
vulnerability that we got from her.
yes, we did get to learn a lot about her, which I'm like, yes, I can rock with that. That sounds good to me. But we'll see if we see plane come back once again. Who really knows at this point? But I do know what I do know is just that we should get to some more reality news.
Okay, first story. I know everybody's going to be excited to hear this news, but Tyler Perry has a new Netflix TV show. It's a firefighter series, and it's called Where's the Smoke? And apparently, our fave from Survivor 50, uh, Joe Hunter, he is set to star in this, which I didn't know he did any acting, so that should be interesting. He's supposed to play Chief Bailey. This was the most surprising news of the week for me. So, will I watch? No, I don't really watch much scripted stuff, but good for him.
Good on that, Joe.
I mean,
Destination X. Oh, go ahead.
it's probably going to be a role that involves being loyal to a team, so I think he'll play it very well.
I mean, being a firefighter is a team job, so good for you, Joe. You got to do what you want to do. What you do anyway. You just get to be you and be a firefighter. So good on that. Destination X has been officially renewed for season 2, which I'm very excited about. I love that show, so I'm very excited that it's coming back. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to be returning as the host, which I love because that man does it for me. I don't know why, but I really enjoy some Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and I enjoy him on this as a host. I think he's fun, so I'm very happy to see Destination X come back.
Me too. I wouldn't mind a new scenery, but I'm guessing they'll probably stick to Europe. Who knows?
Who knows?
Filled out my application. I am ready to go. Send me to Europe. Thank you very much.
Right.
Well, we have some news involving the production companies behind The Traitors, which is All Three Media, and Big Brother and Survivor, which is Banjay. But they have officially signed, and I'd heard about this, but it's official now. They have signed a deal to merge their TV production business. So all three of those shows are going to be more closely related. So I wonder what the implications are going to be to any crossover. We're already getting a little bit of crossover to The Traitors. Maybe we'll get some back and forth, maybe more gamers. I don't know. I'm intrigued.
I'm very intrigued to see what happens with that. Also, we have a confirmed cast for Squid Games, the VIP challenge, and that includes Viper from last season, Dylan Efron, Real Housewife Kim Zolciak, Hannah Godwin from The Bachelor Nation, Tristan Thompson, the NBA champion, and Mel B from the Spice Girls. So it is going to confirm that some other people will be joining, but we don't know yet whom. But I'm like, sure. These people who are joining, sure. Like, why not?
I
Yeah, at
am a
I'm
first
more
when I
little.
excited
heard this
about Mel
news,
B.
I
I'm be honest with you.
considered
I'm excited
it.
most about Mel B. That's who I'm excited for. Everybody else, I'm like, okay, cool. And Viper, because I loved Viper in last season, so I was glad that he got to come back. I was hoping it'd be Mark, but Viper will do, and Viper is great too. Everybody else, I'm like, sure, great, good for you.
Yeah, I'm personally a bit curious as to what they're doing with Viper because there was that fan vote that we all know about, and it was the person that gets selected will come back. I thought it was to play on this new season. Um, so are the VIPs competing? Are they doing like the Squid Game VIP role? Like, I don't know what's going on, but I am intrigued, which I think is kind of the point. So
Mhm.
Netflix, I think you did one right. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Did either of you watch Squid Game like proper show?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, they have like these VIPs, like elusive VIPs that are there betting on the players throughout. So I'm sure they're going to be doing that to some degree, but yeah, I do wonder if at any point any of them will actually join the game. So should be
Celebrity
interesting.
dra- It's the Big Brother 14 of Squid Game the challenge.
Mm.
Maybe.
Well, here's some good news, especially for people like me who are extremely attracted to Rob Roush from Love Island and The Traitors. He has just announced that he will be narrating a new erotic audio project titled The Snake Handler. It's a story about a man named Alex who lives on an animal sanctuary. And after a young woman, her car breaks down, he helps her out, he gives her a hand or two or a penis. That's a direct quote from him. So I'm intrigued.
I mean, I love those
Quentin, by
books.
the way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a fan
Working
of.
on
I'm a fan of romantic, erotic books. That's what I read. I love those books. And so, and here's the thing: I didn't realize how much I like Rob's voice until Traders. We heard him talk a lot more in his baritone voice instead of what he did, and like he was very nonchalant talking on Love Island, which sometimes got on my nerves because in that setting, I don't want my man to be nonchalant. Like when you talking to me, I want you to act like you like me. Be very chalant. Be so chalant when you talking to me. But he was too nonchalant. But actually, in a voiceover for a romantic audiobook, yeah, I can take that. I can take that. That little country twang, I can take that.
Also, if
Mhm.
we're keeping up,
If we're keeping what?
yeah, sorry, my internet cut for 2 seconds. If we're also on the subject of Rob Roush, he did officially buy the Birkin
He did.
for Mora. So congrats, Mora. It's a
Even
very gorgeous bag
it's
too.
a gorgeous bag.
She got a
Gorgeous
pretty
bag.
Birkin too. Yeah.
I was like, do I need that bag? No, me personally, I wouldn't know what to do with that bag. It would go to waste with me, but it's a beautiful bag. And now people are trying to come at Rob Tubbs when he didn't buy that bag. He got it gifted to him. I said, does it matter? Even if he did use his influence to get Birkin or a store to gift him a $20,000 bag, I say,
He went to Lisa, right? He got Lisa to get him into the Birkin store to be able to buy it. Because Lisa has connections with the Birkin people, apparently. So good job, Lisa. Thank you very much, Lisa Rudda.
look here, you use your money you use your connections and your whatever connections you can to get what you can. If you can save $20,000 and still get your keep your promise, I say work, Rob, work. Let's talk about the Amazing Race because the Amazing Race contestants from Race 37, Jonathan and Anna, they have filed a $8 million lawsuit against CBS, Paramount, ABC Signature, Jerry Bruckheimer Films for rigging the show against them and unleashing a smear strategy. And I find, first of all, $8 million is wild behavior for you calling a show being rigged. I don't, me personally, I have no, I don't know anything about this case. I don't know what I wasn't at the show. I personally don't feel like it was rigged against them. I don't feel like they edited him or it edited them in a weird way. I I know some people are like, he has autism and all of this, and it could, editing him that way put him in a really predictable. But I will say this, and I will continue to say this: having autism does not excuse bad behavior. It never excuses bad behavior, and you can only show what you do, and you did that. Now you can't, and the fact that you weren't diagnosed with autism until after you left the show. So, therefore, they didn't even know that about you. So if they knew that about you, maybe they could have, did some creative editing to protect you a little bit more if they knew that before. But honestly, still, Having autism does not excuse bad behavior. And what Jonathan showed on that show was very much bad behavior. And I understand things trigger you and things, emotionally heightens you. And, be having autism is something that can make you do some things that you would maybe normally not do. But you still have to take accountability for your actions, whether it's because you have autism, because for any disability. We said the same thing about Tourette's and the man at the BAFTAs. Even though it's something that you can't control, you still can apologize for it afterwards. You can say, I know this is not right, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I can't control that. Things happen, but you can still take accountability for when it happens. So I don't know about this lawsuit, Jonathan and Anna. I think this is y'all being salty that y'all lost. And $8 million is wild. I don't think they have a leg to stand on, to be honest. I don't think this lawsuit is going to go anywhere, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if they actually have evidence that the show rigged the competition against them, that's one thing. But I have a feeling it might be more about being upset about the edit that, I mean, you gave them the material, but also from what I understand, he's representing himself, which is a sign that nobody would take the case. So, and if they're not taking the case, there's a reason they're not taking it, because you don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, and also a friendly reminder, I did look it up when I found out about this, because I thought I had remembered when this happened that they had posted a video on YouTube of him like acknowledging that his behavior was bad, and that like he was trying to grow and learn from it, and that's when he had mentioned that afterwards he got diagnosed as being autistic. And that video is probably going to sink your case on its own, because you've already said that this edit isn't going to, like, this is ridiculous. Like, as an autistic bitch myself, let me be abundantly clear, right? You are being an ass. Not, like, if you're having problems with anxiety and, like, social connection, and you're being a little harsh when you talk to people, that's one thing. You were actively treating her poorly. That's the thing. That's the thing. And also, I don't know how hard they could have rigged the show against you when you won multiple legs and you got third place.
Hello!
I'm just going to say that. You got third place on this show, and quite frankly, you weren't even like a distant third. You were a relatively close third, if memory serves. So, you made it to the finale. You won like 3 or 4 legs that season.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, you won the fast forward too. So
yes.
What rigging? What rigging? Blame it on the edit. You bitch, you said it. Like, whatever the RuPaul lyric is.
Right. It is what it is. You did what you did. And I don't, like, we didn't see anything that could pronounce the rigging. I just don't, like you said, he's representing himself. I don't think anybody's taking this case, because I don't think they have a leg to stand on. But good luck to you and yours and your endeavors. Just paying for lawsuits that's never going to go anywhere. Anyway, let's move on, because let's talk about lighter things, more beautiful things, more prettier things. Drag queens. We're talking RuPaul Drag Race UK versus the World, Season 3, Episode 6. I love UK versus the World. I really am liking UK versus the World. I like UK. And I'm going to say it. I'm liking UK versus them, then I'm liking Season 18. It just never... Every week I watch UK and I'm like, I'm down in. Put it on me. Let's watch it. And then when we get to Season 18, I'm like... Okay, I guess I have to watch it for the podcast. Like, literally, that's it. I don't know. But I'm enjoying Season 18. Now, this week, I like Season 18 this week. I didn't like this episode this week, but we'll talk about that. UK versus the World, though. What do we think?
I don't know who they have in charge of picking the songs for lip syncs. Give them a raise. Give them, like, because okay. Last week when they did Axel F, I laughed my ass off. It was one that looked was fantastic. But 2, it's the weirdest freaking choice. Like, people were making jokes about it on TikTok a couple of years ago, like when they finally run out of the songs for Drag Race, and it was people lip syncing to Axel F, and then they just do it. Incredible. Rasputin. Gag. All I need now is Army of Lovers Crucified, and then we'll complete the Just Dance triangle of jams. So get that next year, or maybe even this season. It could work. You could do it. But I really liked everything in this episode, but I do not agree with the winner of the lip sync. I love Mariah, but I think Zahira performed better. But that's just me in the lip sync, specifically in the lip sync. I want to be clear. But I had a really good time with this episode, and I'm quite happy with the direction of UK versus the world this season.
Yeah, I want to talk about the drama that started off the episode with Fontana and Zahira also joining in by throwing Naomi under the bus for saying she's okay if she doesn't even make the finale. I haven't listened to the recap that we did on the cup yet. I can't wait to hear that. But for me, I saw the nuance here, and I actually saw both perspectives because it would be extremely frustrating to be in the bottom, know that you're fighting so hard and somebody else is okay with not even making it to the finale. That would be very frustrating. But on the other side, and I told Lana about this the other day, like you have to remember Naomi was a second boot on one of the lesser popular franchises of Drag Race. So obviously she went into this with low expectations. She probably has imposter syndrome that's lingering. So yeah, it probably doesn't feel realistic making the finale. And I'm sure she wants to be there, but she was being open about like she's okay because she probably had to come to terms with that before she even went out there. Like, okay, if I go far, that's great, but it's probably unlikely. So I saw both perspective here. And I wish they could see each other's perspectives as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't on the recap either for the for UK versus the world, and that was what I said. If I was there, that would be my point, is to be like, Naomi probably never expected to be in the finale. She probably didn't even expect to get this far, but she's just happy to be there and to get having such a good run. She's like, if I don't make it to the finale, it's fine. It's, I'm not, because this is like a dream come true for her. But of course she wants to make it to the finale. I'm like, of course she wants to win. Who doesn't want to win? But sometimes you have to set your expectations a little bit down so you don't hype yourself up and then be devastated when it doesn't happen. I have to psych myself out sometimes with stuff. I'm like, I can't say I'm finna win. I can't say I'm finna win because if I don't win, I'm devastated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set goals. And if I hit that goal, great. Let's make another goal. And so I feel like that's where Naomi's head is like, I'm gonna set the goal. And if I don't make it to the finale, it's fine. Because right now my goal is to just get past episode 8. My next goal is to get to the finale. My next goal is to win. And so I was like, I don't think that was a bad thing for her to say, but I understand Fontana's reaction to hearing something like that for somebody who wants it so badly. And it's like, I really want this so, like, we've seen Fontana fall out when she wins a lip sync. She is very much like, I have given up everything to be here. Everything. So yeah, she's desperate to win and she wants to win so badly. So to hear somebody say, I don't care, it's frustrating, but I understand how she feels. I understand, like you said, the nuance. I hope people understand that nuance and not coming at either one of them for expressing their feelings about not wanting or not caring about the finale. Not that she doesn't, or someone caring so much.
Mm-hmm. Also, the challenge I thought was good. I'm going to quickly give my rankings. I'm not going to really give a lot of details. But number 1, Kate. Number 2, Godland. Number 3, Fontana. Number 4, Naomi. Number 5, Mariah. Number 6, Zahira, obviously. Runway was really good. I really liked what Kate did. I really liked what Godland did. But the moment for me was Naomi. I've seen so many different Black Swan type of runways. So at first I was like, okay, yeah, we've seen this before. Okay. Like the tears.
Yes.
So cool. Yeah. And just even the delivery was great. She should be very proud of this.
I love when she just started bringing up the feathers and like making everything appear. Like she took off the white and it was like blood inside. It's like, oh, okay, she's killing the white swan
Mhm.
inside and it's this black swan and everything else. Then she started pulling out the feathers at the bottom and then pulling them out at the top and making it more. I thought that was such a cool reveal. I think that was one of the coolest reveals that we've seen. So I enjoyed that myself.
Well, and something that I don't normally like about the reveal category is a lot of the time it does kind of feel a little cut and paste. Like whenever we get like a runway theme to run reveals, like a lot of the time it's just, "Girl, I got a tearaway underneath my tearaway." Like that's how it feels. This really did remind me of that time when Violet Jachji is walking down the runway in the premiere of season 7, and then she just opens her look, and suddenly it's a completely different outfit that just flipped. Like it changed Drag Race. Let's be honest, but
It did.
that really did remind me of this. I think Naomi absolutely was fantastic on this runway.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Let's get
The last,
into.
sorry,
Go
the
ahead.
last thing I wanted to talk about very briefly is I'm going to show her some grace, but Mariah in Untucked, she was testing me because she was going after Naomi for just asking a question. And I understand that maybe she thought that she was fishing for compliments. I
Was.
thought I didn't think so because for me she was in the bottom half, so I didn't think she was solidly going to be safe. And then her going like throwing Godlin under the bus as like having to work around her.
She
I
did.
get maybe she felt that way, but you could express it better. So yeah, I just was a little annoyed with Mariah in this moment, and I hope she's able to say her apologies in the next episode.
I don't even know if she had anything to apologize for. I think she was in
Mm,
her. I feel like people are allowed to vent their frustrations. And I
true, and
don't
then
think you
apologize
always have to.
afterwards.
No, I don't feel like you have to apologize because you vented your. That's how she felt. And I don't care if it hurts. Sometimes your feelings don't override how I'm feeling. So I don't have to apologize and make you comfortable because I'm feeling a type of way. You just have to suck it up. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I'm in my feelings. And I feel like she felt like she had to work around Garland. And which a lot of people, the judges even agree with that. Like Mariah had to do a lot of the heavy lifting because Gotland was just doing what Gotland does. And I think that's a bad thing to say, especially when Gotlin acknowledges herself. I don't feel like she has to apologize. I do feel like maybe in her in because we have to normalize not always protecting other people's making other people's comfortability your problem because I don't feel like making you comfortable because sometimes you have to live in your uncomfortableness. I feel this way. I felt this way, and I should be able to express it without saying, "Oh, I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings," because you didn't say, "I'm sorry that you felt that way." Because nobody's going to apologize to her for feeling that way. So why should she have to apologize for feeling that way? So I don't think she needs to apologize. I just feel like some people we just gotta suck it up and take it. Like stop being so soft about everything. Like I don't expect you to make me feel comfortable. If you feel a type of way, then I have to like, okay, that's how she feel. That's how she feel. It don't affect me though. It's not gonna affect me. But I do think Naomi was fishing for compliments because she knew she was safe. She knew she was in the top half of the safe
She
because
wasn't. She was in the bottom 3 though.
but the compliment the critiques that she got on that runway was so much better than the critiques that Zahira and um Mariah got.
Mariah.
Like she got so many better critiques. So you could like at this point in the competition, we down to what 6? You should be able to say you know what the judges are saying and where you landing. So I do think she was fishing for a little compliment. Do I think that's a bad thing? No, because sometimes you just want to hear it. But I know that sometimes you don't want to give people compliments. So Mariah was in that. Naomi wanted to hear it. Mariah didn't want to say it, and she didn't want it. It's like, girl, please, you know. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we just got to we too soft, and we want everybody to cater to other people's emotions, and that person who's feeling that emotion should be able to feel catered to as well, or be able
Mhm.
to speak their minds without feeling like they have to apologize for speaking their minds. And she wasn't rude about it. She was just like, girl, not
Oh, she
today.
was a little rude.
She was like, not today, girl. Not today. Like,
But
don't
more
do it again.
Godlin. I thought she was kind of rude to Godlin. But
Eh, difference of opinion. It is what it is. Oh, is that it? Do you have any more? Anything else? Let's go to 18 then. Because this was interesting. This episode was interesting. Go ahead, Brooke. Talk about 18.
Before I get into anything about season 18, I just want to go ahead and say this. Jane Don't is an anomaly. I don't understand how someone can be good at everything. Like, and I know that there's people like, oh, I don't want her to win. You may not want her to win, but she's been in the top. She is the first person in the history of Drag Race globally to have been in the top for 9 weeks in a row.
10.
Is it
Oh,
10?
yeah,
Or
9.
She doesn't.
No, it's 9 because she had an off week.
She had an off week for the talent show. 9 weeks in a row. 9 competitive episodes in a row. It's incredible. Like, I'm just gonna say that. It's
Mm-hmm.
And she won this week. So yay. Willa, my personal favorite thing in this entire episode, though, was the workroom discussion of Crystal. I thought that was damn hysterical.
Who's Crystal? Girl, you don't know Crystal.
Yeah, I really want to see Juicy's lip sync to Mambo number 5, though. I need to see what happens.
Remember when he said this and you
She got cherry pied.
oh god. I said Crystal. Oh my god. That whole thing took me out. When they went on and I was like, girl, you know Crystal. Crystal, remember when Athena used to slap Crystal? I was like, no my god. That took me out.
And the thing is, they're still joking about it because it was something that they mentioned in preseason press too. And I was like, okay, Crystal,
really?
Sure, Crystal. But no, I've been waiting for them to talk about it. And the fact that they finally did this week, I'm thrilled. And I love how this happened because Jane got Sierra's name wrong. Iconic.
How do you mix up those names, though? Like, they start with a C, but that's it.
Sierra and Crystal, girl.
They're not even the same C sound.
Crystal, girl. Crystal was amazing on the show. I don't know what y'all talking about. Crystal was amazing on the show. I miss Crystal. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was iconic.
She's iconic.
I'm kind of bummed that they gave us such a shortcut of that lip sync, though. I really wanted to see more from it.
Me too.
But that's just me.
Mambo number 5 would have been is a great lip sync, and they shortchanged us on that one. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Crystal. I love that one. I think that is the most I laughed.
Funny.
So I watched that this morning and was killing myself laughing so hard about Crystal. I was like, stop it. Like, I paused it and then just continue laughing. And I was like, this bit could go on forever. Like, continue Crystal every week. We should talk about Crystal. It's so funny.
Yeah, spoiler, she was number 1 in my rankings.
She was number 1 in my ratings too. I was like, y'all don't play with Crystal. I thought she brought back the best luggage. She had the best fabric. Crystal.
Yep. But I'll touch on what you were saying about Jane. Because I also was asking myself this episode, I'm like, is she the most well-rounded person to ever be on Drag Race? Because I've always said Shea Coulee is that person. Shea's my favorite. And I really stopped to think, like, has she passed Shea? And I don't think she has. Because I don't think Jane could nail a dancing challenge the way that Shea Coulee can. So I'm still going to put Shea number 1, but, you know, Jane, you might be number 2 for most well-rounded person to be on this show. Also, do we think Ciara, like, do you think she was just trying to sabotage somebody, or do you think she had an outfit, deconstructed it so she could put it back together the exact way she wanted?
Maybe that's the way to think about it, because I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? Darlene's ugly wigs. That montage was interesting because I have not liked a lot of her wigs already. But seeing all these different girls, Kenya with the little red one.
Oh my god! my god, yeah, that was another. This whole workroom just took me out. This was the best workroom segment I've ever seen on any season that I watched of Drag Race all across the world. This was the funniest workroom moment ever. I will go back and watch just that segment, just those two, the wigs and Crystal. Please, oh please.
Yeah.
I do have my rankings for the challenge, but I will say the difference for me between my number 1 and my number 7 is negligible. Like they could have had almost any combination in the tops and bottoms if they had tops and bottoms. I do ultimately think they chose the person who did the best with the challenge that they were given with having Ciara's scraps, and they gave it to the person who improved and surprised them the most in Kenya. So I think that's why they were the tops. But I think like if this wasn't a design challenge runway and everybody just came out, I'd be like, yeah, they're all pretty even for me. But for me, this is what I wrote down after I saw everybody's runways. Number 7 for me was Darlene. Number 6, Mikey. Number 5, Kenya. Number 4, Discord. Number 3, Nene. Number 2, Jane. And number 1, Juicy. I really liked it. I thought it was good. So what do I know? And I don't care that Discord used safety pins. Like, what's the difference between that and using like needle and thread? I don't know. It's holding it together. Who cares?
It wasn't in the thing, and they used it as a design element. So I think that's what takes it apart, because the thread is just going to hold the garment. You're not going to see the thread, and you won't look at the thread like, oh, that's a design element. The safety pins was used as a design element. Like, you can see it, and she used it as a design element, and it wasn't in the box. It wasn't in the brief. I get it. I understand it. I don't care that much about it.
Yeah.
Like, it still was a good outfit. I don't really care that the safety pins were her own safety pins. But if you don't say that, then that's the same thing about last season with what's her face? What's the Bob? Mr. Shaking Bob? The one Rue brought because at the book tour, what's the name?
Oh, yeah,
Hormona?
of course.
Oh, Mona Lisa. Yeah, when her used the bedazzled jewels, the crystals, like they didn't come in the case, so they made her take it off. So I feel like if you go make her take off her crystals, those safety pins that didn't come into the package maybe should not have been allowed to be used. And I think that's why Discord wasn't in the top. Because honestly, I think she had one of the better looks that probably could have been in the top. But since they wasn't sending nobody home, it really didn't matter. But yeah, that's cool, I guess.
Who is your favorite?
Honestly, Nene. I liked what she did with that pattern and the orange. I thought the blue and the orange was really, really pretty. And how she constructed it. And I thought it was cute. I thought it was good. And I like Juicy. I think Juicy, I like the harem pants and the genie look. I thought it was really good.
It was cute.
It was good. It was good. I think we got one more news break.
Yeah, so early, Jane Doan removed all of her Instagram posts, and she had an announcement on her story that there were accusations made against her, and she would be addressing them soon in a separate post. So a lot of people were all over the internet, like, what happened? Like, what went on? Like, it must be serious if this is going to happen. And I was getting nervous because, like, I've been rooting for her, and like, if she did something problematic, then that would be an issue. But also, people are pretty quick to jump on things. But it turned out that this was kind of a stunt. The accusation was that she was, I think, boring, or what did she say?
Annoying.
That's what it was. Yeah, and she was basically using this as a way to like plug her merch. Which actually really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, because I can see why, because it's pretty serious to like say that there's allegations against you and then just to kind of turn around and make it as a plug for your merch. I don't think it was done super tastefully. I still like her. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lose any sleep over this, but I didn't like this. I don't know if either of you had seen this all go down.
I did. I don't care. I'll be
Yeah.
100% honest.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, to be clear, I've seen people pull bigger stunts than this. One, two, she didn't just do it to get self promotion. She's like, since my mentions are going to be like, since I'm going to have a lot more buzz around me today, and people are going to be checking out my socials. Here's a bunch of other things that you all can go look at. And you know what? I'll give it to her. Fair play. And considering the general reception to the season of Drag Race has not been the best, I'll just say that. I don't have a problem with it. It's not, and to be clear, it's not like she actually did something, right?
Right.
People, if she actually did something and then there were allegations and stuff coming out, like, duh. But it doesn't affect me. So I'm like, yeah, sure, cool. Pull a stunt. I've seen people pull bigger stunts and I had no problem with it either. So sure.
Marketing strategy sometimes work, sometimes don't. She took a leap of faith, to try to do something different, and it didn't work, and it's okay. She still got her name. People were still talking about it. They might not have liked what it was, but you still getting talked about. So that's pretty much it. Like, next time, maybe not in this serious world that we living in right now, do something like that because allegations go on a lot and people take that very seriously. But she tried something, it didn't work. Okay. She ain't killed nobody. She ain't do nothing egregiously gross. So let it go. Be Elsa. Let it go. Um in other news, Mikey Meeks has now capitalized on her Snatch Game win, or as Drew Barrymore, because she has appeared now on the Drew Barrymore show and went as Drew and got to join her for her Drew News segment, which I say, go ahead, Mikey, do that. Like, you did a great job on Snatch Game. And did Drew? She did what she did a really good job. So it doesn't hurt. It is only great that Drew recognizes it and is like, I loved it and had her on the show. I said that 'cause it's fun. Congratulations, Mikey.
Mhm.
Doing it.
Yeah, I can't think of another person who's been this like recognized by the character they played. Like having her come on your show, that was pretty cool, and I just love seeing them together. It was so funny how close they were talking to each other. But you can tell Drew really admires Mikey, so I thought it was a cool thing.
I love it.
Yeah, the little segment when she first comes out and they're just talking back and forth was very cute. So
Mhm.
it was nice seeing it. I like seeing the drag race girls get something fun on the show.
Absolutely. We love seeing them go mainstream and do their thing. That's fun. But that's all we have because next week,
Mhm.
we'll say next week, Extracted will not be airing next week. So therefore, we will not be talking about Extracted next week, but it will
I
return
think
March.
I think it's because American Idol with the top 30 all being in the Ohana episode. I think it's probably
Okay.
going to be a 3-hour episode, so
Right.
that's going to kick off Extracted for that third hour.
Absolutely. But we will be back on March the 6th. It will be back on March 16th. So we'll talk about it after that. But that's the only thing that we have to report for next week. We'll be back talking about everything else because there's no new shows premiering. And we still go be talking about the shows that we are talking about. But join us next week and let us know what you think. We want to know in the comments. We want some feedback. We want some, what you want, what y'all like about the show, what you don't like about the show. We can handle it. But let us know how you feel. Tell us what you want. Tell us if there's shows out there that we haven't covered that we should cover. Let us know. Follow us on this channel if you haven't subscribed. If you have not done so already, we appreciate your support. Subscribe to this channel and all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And yeah, follow us if you like. All those links will be in the description below. And get your cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. The QR code is to the right if you haven't scanned it already. And we're going to get out of here because we got things to do and you got more videos to watch. So stick around and we will see y'all next week. Cheers, everybody. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.